I can't believe I'm sitting here to do this. I'm filming my first YouTube video. This is both nerve-wracking and exhilarating, and I'm so excited. I'm finally deciding to actually do this because why not? Let's start this off right. Hi loves, my name is Da-Shara and this is Hook and Flair. It's a page and a platform and a business model that I am starting to share my love for all things crochet and craft and art with the world. And I'm just super excited to be starting this journey, this page, and to see what comes of it. Like it's been something that I've thought about for quite a long time. I'm sure like many other people out there. And for a long time, I've been very fearful about actually pushing play on this camera, like legitimately pushing play instead of just pretending. I've been like so fearful about doing that. A lot of it revolving around perfectionism, fear of being judged, and all of the other numerous reasons why people never get started. And I finally decided that this year I'm just gonna say yes. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the stuff that makes me a little bit nervous, the things that push me out of my comfort zone, the things that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. And I'm finally deciding to do that and not let the fear of being judged or criticized by people stop me. So here's to that journey. All right, so why now and why crochet? I think I kind of answered the why now is because why not now? I've honestly been putting off doing YouTube for many years for so many different lifestyle topics that I thought about creating a YouTube page for, and I just never did it. So why not now? And then why crochet? Honestly, it's something that I thought about back when I was in university. Do that, and I just put it out of my mind. And the December of 2023, or November of 2023, the thought came back where I was just like, you know what? I want to do crochet, I think. Why not do this? And you know, like those types of conversations where you have with someone and you think that it's an indication that you should go ahead and try it. So I was talking with one of my friends, because this was like Christmas time, November, December, speaking with one of my friends about, hey, what's on your Christmas wish list? And so she had said she wanted a like starter kit, kind of like how to crochet, like a little embroidery type thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about doing crochet. This is my sign. And I just went out to the dollar store and got like some cheap yarn, some cheap hooks. And I looked up some videos on YouTube on how to get started. And I just did like a square that was really wonky as a square. And I actually enjoyed the process of doing all of these single crochets, because I'm pretty sure it was like single crochets. The entire, like, it was my like, I don't know, 9 by 9 inches or something like that. But I really enjoyed it. And to be honest, one of the things that I always told myself is that I'm not a very crafty or very artistic person. That's something I actually told myself for so many years. And then it wasn't until maybe like 2 or so years ago, one of my really good friends, Amber, she told me, stop it, because you're actually so creative. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm such a logical streamed person, and I don't have a creative bone in my body. But now when I look back, I'm like, what the heck? I've always been so creative. Like, maybe not like in a very stereotypical way where I'm like always drawing or something like that, but I've always had an intrigue for like the arts, which is why like from a very young age, I really wanted to be an architect, which is its own type of art. And I remember like being so in love with interior design, being so in love with floral arrangements. Like there's so many different types of crafty things, so many ways to express art. And those were things that I really like were intrigued by when I was a teenager. And coming into adulthood, I honestly dabbled in so many things, or also wanted to dabble in things and I just never got around to it. So for example, I like this bookshelf behind me, my friend and I, we refurbished it. It was like an old china cabinet. I'll see if I find a picture and insert a picture of what it used to look like. And to be honest, and she will say the same, I did the majority of the work with it. It was mostly because I just wanted it to get done, not because I like really loved it. But I thought like, oh yeah, I could definitely get into furniture like refurbishment. And I'm like, absolutely not. I don't want to, I hate the process of sanding, hated it, couldn't do it, not for me. Painting was fine, but after like the second hour, I'm like, it's ready to be done. I'm totally ready to be done with this. So furniture refurbishment was not my vibe, but I tried it and I thought that it was something I could do. I also got into painting different like smaller pieces. Wasn't really my vibe. I tried coloring like most people do. I didn't stick with it. I really love puzzles. I still really like puzzles. I don't do them as often now just because like they take up so much space and time. And I do have one of the rollaway mats, but I don't really use it as often. What else? I had a food blog for a second, for like a hot second. And I got tired of all the cleanup that came with staging and the fact that I couldn't clean as I go because the food had to be hot. Because food photography, like when you're doing like real food, not like the McDonald's commercial food, when you're doing food photography, it photographs differently when it's hot and when it's cold. And so I was trying to get my pictures when it's hot, and it just became too exhausting. And I was like, yo, I just want to cook the food and eat it and enjoy it and reference other people's recipes. This is also not my vibe. But I like trying new foods, so that's why I did that. And from young, I actually really liked cooking. Cooking is another thing. Like I really love experimenting with cooking, which is its own art form. I'm not the most creative person, I think, with cooking, but I like experimenting with different things. Like back when I was in university or just coming out of university. I also did have a very short term of having a Christian apparel brand, and that was also short-lived because I wasn't that type of creative, like in terms of coming up with the designs and stuff like that. And I just had to be okay with that, and that's fine. I also did like digital art for a second. Honestly, some of the stuff was like business models. Like I was trying to build out a business, but there's also things that intrigued me. And that also didn't last long because I'm not that type of creative, like to create art in that kind of way. What else did I do? I was also interested in doing like polymer clay art or polymer clay pieces, and I squashed that dream before it even like came off the page. But I remember back in like 2016, 2017, wanting to do like polymer clay like coasters and earrings. And I think I have like a sheet in one of my journals where I was like sketching out sketching out designs for the coasters. Like I was really going for it. So I'll see if I can, I'll insert a picture. So I've always been interested in doing something with my hands. I've always been interested in being creative in some way. And then I decided to try crochet. And honestly, from the first time I like picked up a crochet hook, I've not put it down, and it's been just over a year and I'm still in love with crochet. One of the things about me is that I can get involved in something really quickly, and I can fall out of love with it really quickly as well. I tend not to be consistent with my crafts or with my hobbies, but crochet has been the longest standing hobby that I've had, which is awesome because I'm kind of like one of those girls where I didn't have an opportunity to do much when I was younger because of just like life circumstances and stuff. And so I didn't really have like a defined hobby, like to the point where like I remember in university all my friends had like all these hobbies. People were playing instruments, we were into like different arts, people were like into languages and all kinds of stuff. And I remember calling my mom, and I was like, I felt like so insecure because like all of my university friends, most of them are like European or Middle Eastern, and they all had like a hobby of some sort, and I felt insecure because I didn't really have a defined hobby. And I remember my mom saying, she was like, Da-Shara, talking is your hobby. And I took that and I ran. So anyone who knows me knows that I'm a chatter. I have the gift of the gab for sure. I can sit and I can talk for a good while. And although I've been training myself to like sit and listen more and to give other people the space to speak, that's something I've been trying to work out for the past couple of years. But yeah, like talking is my hobby. Like honestly, talking is a talent that God gave me. I'm not afraid to speak to people for the most part, and I can speak on just about any topic. Even if I don't know what it is, I know how to ask the questions so that you can answer me on that specific topic. I don't need to know the information. If you know it, we can have the conversation. So yeah, that's how it was for a long time. And as I graduated uni, I was trying to like find hobbies, which is how all those things that I said before, I tried all of those things like post university because I was seeking a hobby. And then I got into crochet and I love it. Like I've tried so many different things in my crochet journey so far, and there's only more to come. So when it comes to my crochet hobby and love, I've tried quite a few different things over the past year. I've tried apparel, like one wearable item, and it took me forever. I probably won't be doing a whole lot of apparel because it just takes me a long time. I'm still like learning to pick up my speed when it comes to different to doing crochet. Sorry. So I've done like apparel. I've tried a plushie, which was a stuffed turtle that I just gave my friend this past Christmas. And I guess in line with a plushie, I made a cushion or a pillow, with a flower pillow for one of my friends for her birthday this past November. I've done beanies and hats and stuff for friends, for family, for myself. And I've also done ear warmers. I've done scarves, obviously, because we all start off with a scarf. My very first project was actually a scarf, and I love her. She keeps me so warm and she's so long. And I recently did what's that word? Infinity scarf. Yeah, I recently did an infinity scarf, which is so plush and I love it so much. What else have I crocheted? Oh, I crocheted a bag, well, two bags, one for my sister, one for myself, like little purses, I guess. That was really cute. I crocheted a little net mesh bag kind of thing, which is kind of like for, I guess, like groceries. Like when you're shopping for produce, it gives that kind of like produce shopping bag vibe. But I used to use it to just carry my crochet around. It's like carrying my yarn in a bag that I crocheted as I'm crocheting other things. It was a vibe. What else? I've done a few granny squares because I've been wanting to do a granny square cardigan, but I've lost interest. I have like 20 something granny squares like already done in the color palette that I wanted, which is green and white, and I don't think I'm gonna finish it. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with those granny squares because I'm not gonna undo them and I'm not gonna make the cardigan. So I'm trying to figure out what other project I can do, maybe a bag or something. And then this past like Christmas season, I got into doing crocheted jewelry, in particular earrings, and I found my new love within the crochet niche, I guess. It's just doing crochet jewelry. It's not something that I see a lot on my socials. Mostly people are doing apparel, and which is fine, and tapestry or blankets. I have yet to do a blanket. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a blanket. It seems like a massive project because, again, I'm still learning to pick up my speed. It's only been a year. I'm definitely faster than I was in the beginning, but not fast enough to be doing a blanket. So yeah, I fell in love with doing crocheted earrings and jewelry, and now like my creativity is peaked for me to do even more. Like I'm looking at how to do jewelry and how to incorporate beads and how to do stud earrings, drop earrings, everything. Like I'm so like intrigued and entranced by doing crocheted earrings, and that's what you're going to be seeing quite a bit of here on this page, because I really just love doing accessories. Is what I found, like doing the crochet bags, being interested in doing earrings. I really want to do crochet belts. I remember telling a few of my friends and they were like, okay, and I'm like, it's a vibe. I know it's gonna be, you're gonna wish you had one. And I told my mom this, and I'm so excited because my mom is really into thrifting, vintage and antique jewelry, and just pieces in general, but mostly like jewelry, predominantly brooches. And I told her like, oh my gosh, I really want to do like crochet belts. My mom is like #1 supporter. And so she was scrolling on the pages that she follows, and she found like these vintage belt buckles, and she asked me if I wanted them, and I was like, heck yeah, get them. And to be honest, in the picture that she sent me, they looked massive. They looked like they were like cowboy belt buckles, like the massive ones, but they're actually small, which is great because I was afraid, honestly, until the package arrived. And so that's something, and I think I have like maybe 8 belt buckles, and so I'm super excited to do that. My mom requested the first belt, so I am going to be sure that I do that for her. Crochet is one of those things where you think that it's just a cute little hobby until it takes over your life, and you're always buying yarn and you're always looking at videos, and it becomes an obsession. Like, it was to the point where I would sit at my 9-to-5 job and I would tell myself, this is useless, I'm ready to go home and crochet. For like, after I got into crochet the first month, for like a good 3 weeks, this was my thought. I was like, I could be at home crocheting right now. I would like run home to crochet. If I had something to do in the evenings with friends or anything, I would literally make time in my schedule to crochet before I went to bed. Like, it was so soothing and relaxing for my person. And then there's also the gratification of the fact that, hey, I made this thing. Not because I'm looking for glory from people or from praise from people, but like, it was just an internal satisfaction of, wow, my 2 hands made this thing and I get to use it. Because that's another thing about me, is that I actually hate useless things. I don't like useless gifts. I like things that have a purpose. And so being able to crochet things that have a purpose for me or for a friend, it's very satisfying. And so I can't wait to do so many more projects. I have so many things in mind to do. I have Pinterest boards upon Pinterest boards of inspiration and ideas. A lot of them actually intimidate me, to be honest, but why not go for it? So that's what this page is here for. It's really just to share my love, my projects, my failures, my successes. Is successes a word? Successes? We'll go with it. Within my projects, and I'm so excited to share those things, and just to journal them, because this will be my video journal of my own progress. I have been taking pictures of all of my, for the most part, like maybe the exception of like 3 different items, I've taken photos of all of my crocheted pieces, because I wanted to see like what have I been doing, so I can keep a catalog of them. But now I get to keep a video journal of all of those things here on YouTube for me and for the world, because honestly, I love watching these types of videos of people just trying to like perfect their craft and just trying new things and enjoying those new things. So I wanted to share that and maybe be something that can inspire other people as well. So I hope that you can be inspired, or that you can be an inspiration to me through giving me different tips and hints or ideas, because again, I'm only about a year or so, just over a year into my crochet journey. Sorry, I speak with my hands a lot, but we'll get used to me. So yeah, I am so excited for that, and my hope for this page, like I said, is to journal my journey of crochet. And I decided to call this page and the brand behind everything that I plan to do with crochet, Hook and Flair. The word hook obviously comes from the tool used for crochet, the crochet hook, but it has a double meaning in the sense that it's it's a craft that you can get hooked on, because I actually got hooked on it. And then Flair, because it can have a little bit of style. Like, you can, crocheting is not just for the grannies, you know, it's not a granny sport, but instead you can do it with a lot of style and pizzazz, and a level of individuality, I think, as well. Like, that's the beautiful thing, is that with crochet we get to be able to share our individuality, our love for like creating things, putting the color palettes together. And I'm just excited to share that. I hope to be able to branch this off into a business as well. I have a few ideas about how to go about doing that, but for right now, we're here on YouTube and over on TikTok and Instagram, so please go and follow me over there, and let's have fun doing this thing. Like, this year is all about just doing it and letting go of fear, letting go of perfectionism, and just trying it and doing it for myself, you know? So I hope that you guys are excited to be a part of this journey and just to see where it takes me. And I'm excited to hear about your journey as well. Like, are you a crocheter? Do you knit? What are you into? Another type of craft altogether? Let's see where this journey takes us. We won't confine ourselves to anything specifically, but for right now, this is Hook and Flair. So thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope that we have fun. Bye.